Hi, I'm Becky Heald.
And I'm Erica Griffin, and we are mental health providers. Welcome to Resiliency Education Training. Over the next 15 minutes, we will cover what resiliency education is, why are we teaching resiliency education, and how you will be expected to implement the instruction over the coming school year. Resiliency is what gives students the emotional strength to cope with trauma, adversity, and hardship. Resilient students utilize their resources, strength, and skills to overcome challenges and work through setbacks. Here is how CPALMS defines resiliency and its importance.
Resiliency is having the tools to persevere through hard times. Listen, it's not always easy, but with the right skills and attitude, I've overcome obstacles, and so can you.
Resiliency and perseverance mean to me having the discipline to continue down the path that is not the most popular.
Everyone who walks this earth will go through some type of adversity where you have to exercise being resilient.
You're going to throw an interception. You're going to fumble the ball. And if you're not resilient, if one mistake means the end of the world to you, you're never going to win.
It's not always easy, but with the right skills, I've overcome a lot of obstacles, and so can you.
You can get through it. You know how I know you can get through it? Because I was able to get through it.
But the discipline to keep going, to see it through, that's perseverance. That's being resilient and finding a way to stay the course, keep the right attitude, even when all the odds are against you.
To be a champion, you've got to say, you know what? Even if things are tough, even if I make a mistake, I can bounce back.
Resiliency is having the tools to persevere through hard times. It's not always easy, but with the right skills, I've learned to overcome obstacles, and so can you.
But know that what you're going through is to help someone else be resilient and persevere. So don't give up and stay the course.
State mandates have prompted the Department of Education to create various initiatives to help build resiliency in our schools. This includes support such as youth mental health first aid training, online resources for staff and families which can be found through your CPALMS toolbox, mental health providers being placed in schools, as well as resiliency education for grades 6 through 12. The following slides list the relevant standards we are required to cover. Today's students face increased social and academic expectations. Some students need this explicit instruction and will not get it anywhere else. These standards are available on CPALMS for your review. Florida Statute 1003.42 requires no less than 5 hours of instruction on these standards. In addition to the 5 hours required to meet the resiliency standards, we must also include instruction to cover certain prevention-related topics. Okaloosa County has chosen to utilize Navigate 360, formerly Suite 360, to provide the instruction to meet these standards. Each month's assigned lessons have been screened by Okaloosa County and chosen to directly address the required standards.
You may be wondering why this is on our plates now. According to the Florida Department of Health, suicide is the second leading cause of death for 10 to 18-year-olds. You can see in this map of Florida that our county is marked red. This indicates our death by suicide rate to be twice that of the state average. COVID-19 created setbacks socially and emotionally during key developmental milestones for our students. Resiliency can be taught. Explicit instruction and early intervention are within our control and have been made our responsibility. As trained educators, you have the best understanding of the developmental levels, learning styles, and individual circumstances of your students. However, we acknowledge these still may be challenging topics to present. So you may be asking, what do I have to do? All we need to do is present the assigned monthly lessons. You may choose to do this whole group or to allow your students time to work one-on-one with their device. Let us walk you through an example. From your teacher homepage, you will easily be able to see what lessons are assigned each month. Under the Resources column, you will see that there is an option to autoplay the whole lesson. There is also options to walk you through each phase of the lesson. You'll notice that there are short pre- and post quizzes for each lesson. From your teacher view, the correct answers are marked with an asterisk. When you have finished the quiz, you just mark the lesson finished, and it will show up from the student view as completed as well. Back from your teacher homepage, you can monitor what lessons your students have completed under Gradebook. To get started using Gradebook, you can either click Gradebook link from the resource section or select Mark Complete in Gradebook next to your lesson card. Here you can select one or all of your students and select Mark as Complete, then Confirm, and you're done. This lesson will now show completed on both your list and from the student view. Lesson completion reports will be monitored monthly. Please do not add any lesson assignments to your students' accounts, as it will create duplicate lessons and impact your class data. All lessons will be accessed through the Navigate 360 app in ClassLink. Lessons will be displayed under the My Lessons tab or the Current Lessons heading each month. You can also search by lesson title. You will notice that there are additional teacher resources available, parent letters to send home as you see appropriate, and options for alternate languages to support your ELL students. There is also the option to right-click on each lesson and create a QR code link for when your students do one-on-one.
While you are presenting the Navigate 360 lessons to address the following resiliency education characteristics, your school counselors and mental health providers will be providing Tier 2 and monthly supports for both you and your students. We thank you for taking the time to present these lessons. We know from the feedback of both teachers and students, presenting these lessons does save lives. As you've learned in Youth Mental Health First Aid, you are the #1 protective factor for many of our students. If you have any questions about resiliency education, please reach out to your school's mental health provider, and thank you.